G'day, and welcome back to the Pillars of Ranternity. Last time round, we picked up Zahwa, who is a monk. I've never even vaguely looked at the monks here. So, he's a level 9 monk, Savannah folk. He is a particularly strange fellow, given we found him in a fish barrel, literally in a fish barrel. And he seems to like eating mushrooms and things. So he is, the fairly typical RPG monk, which doesn't at all fit with the Western tradition of monks. It's much more the, Asian kung fu monk, hence the unarmed fighting and kicking and all of these things. Basically because it's cooler. It's way cooler, as everyone knows. So I'm not really sure what else to say about it. He's got light armor, and he's got basically no gear. He does actually have some weapons, I guess, for enemies that... So, if we swap to his other weapons, we actually see his damage goes down. And his accuracy goes down. He is worse with the weapons in every way. So, we should probably not give him those weapons. Also, while I'm at it, I just realized that Aloth has... not actually learnt the spells from this scroll. Not scroll, but this person's spellbook. So we're going to do that. And we're going to look at the other person's spellbook. Whoops. This one... Nope. He's got all those spells now. So we'll mess with his spells, and then we're going to go and do a quest.
Yes?
So, let's evaluate your spells, sir. You have a bunch of different spells memorized. Gaze of Adragon could be interesting to use, in that helps us remove things from the picture. So would that be more helpful than some of these other ones? I think it would. Let's get rid of the freezing and do that. That's an AoE disable. I actually really liked that Tattered Veil, so let's change this. Yes, that works out really well. I mean, we've got one per thing, but we could do more. That was really helpful for dealing with an enemy caster. And I think we'll leave most of these. We'll infuse with Vital Essence. Alright, that's a temporary bonus to the caster. Interesting. Could give it a go, but we'll do this for now.
Yeah.
And at some point I need to try and give Zahwa things. Let's go in here. We should, in theory, find stuff here.
Times like this.
So we're here for Galvino's quest. Okay, let's steal all of these weapons because we can. And let's steal the oil because we can. Because theft is the name of the game. But we were told that the head fisherman, who we also found in other memories is a bit of a jerk, has a secret stash of drugs in here. You reach into the barrel and find a bracelet. A thick aura of essence clings to it, fresh with memory. Feel yourself drawn into it. In the memory, you stride into the fishery. The floors are swept clean, but the wood is still splotched with smell malt and fish guts. A man hunkers in the corner, his head nodding forward, as if in sleep. He looks up drowsily as you approach. It's Grinda. His face is youthful but sallow. His hair hangs in stringy locks. You feel a pang of anger and pity at your brother's debauchery. His voice is little more than a croak.
It's past midnight.
Your throat feels tight. Grinda wipes at his nose, then examines the mingled blood and powder on the back of his hand. He shrugs. Your fingers clench around a coarse, thick fabric, your father's best wool cloak, tucked under your arm.
Go! To raid Ceres, or Defiance Bay, or fucking Air Glonfath. I don't care!
You hurl it at the ingrate huddled on the floor. He picks up the cloak and looks at it with the same sort of dull wonder. He wipes his nose on the lining. A sudden rush of fury leaves your limbs weak and raw.
I'll tell them. Mayor Sina healed. The neighbors. Everyone.
You force the words through your teeth.
But what?
He mumbles, churning his words through a morass of snot and saliva.
The stealing. You think I haven't noticed the money missing from the fishery coffers? Or heard Tana talk about losing a golden duke?
You whisper, afraid even now that someone will overhear you and the words scorch your throat.
You can't be found when there's work to do, but every time those merchant wagons roll into town, you've got coin enough for a few bags of ripple sponge.
No, it's not.
He rubs his red-rimmed eyes. Your own grow warm and blurry.
Stalwart tolerates your sponge habit, but they won't abide your thieving.
You touch your bracelet, a gift from Mother, plucking at the beads.
You won't.
He rises, steadier on his feet than you would have thought.
I will.
You stride toward him. I wouldn't have shamed Mother and Father whilst they was living, but I won't let this keep up. Your anger swallows the last of your pity, anger at him for putting you in this position, for doubting your resolve, for failing to see. You're close enough to smell his stale, sour breath when he pushes you. You fall, watching his widening eyes in the ceiling spinning into your vision. This isn't like him. Grinder with his fool tantrums, never thinking of anybody but himself. But now you're going to be nursing a headache for a week. And just goes to show you can't help some people. But you remember him too, your baby brother running behind through the snow, slipping on the ice. And you're slipping, falling. There's a table behind you, but it shouldn't. Your memory ends abruptly, jolting you back into the present with your heart hammering and your palms sweating. He accidentally killed his sister. Grinder, the fishery door creaks open and in he walks, staring at you and the bracelet in surprise and outrage, his face drains of color.
You take shelter in our village and then ransack it like a common thief? You'd better explain yourself.
You're the one with explaining to do. His voice shakes as to his wide, squared shoulders.
What's that supposed to mean?
You killed your sister, Ada, right here in this room. He opens his mouth to reply, but the words catch in his throat. The guard next to him stares at the bracelet, recognition turning to horror.
Worth coming back for this alone.
It was an accident. I was a failure and a wretch then. But I never would have killed anyone. Least of all my own kin.
He turns his gaze down, offering his apology to his own clenched fists. Say nothing. Listen.
I gave her body to the lake. But I kept her bracelet. To remember the cost of my own weakness.
He loosens his hands and stares at the emptiness in his leathery palms.
I ain't asking for forgiveness. I know I don't deserve any. My penance is my work on behalf of the village. And they need it, truly. You've seen the shape this place is in. Have mercy on Stalwart, if not on me. Let me do the work Arda would have done. That's my debt to Stalwart, and the only fitting way to honor my sister.
He looks up to you, his eyes bright and clear. Look at yourself. Keeping this secret has taken a toll on you. Do you really want to feel this way?
Kept thinking I could get by this way. But I guess you're right. It's time they knew the truth about me.
He turns to leave, looking back at the fishery one last time. Come on, other people can run the fishery as well. Okay, return to Galvino. Well, that's cool. I mean, we'll definitely do that. But yeah, that was interesting to do. And we just crushed a man and his dreams because he killed his sister and then hid the crime. I mean, not saying he's a saint or anything. Not saying what we did was necessarily even wrong. But it was definitely a thing. Okay, now, we need to continue to look at people's memories. But whose? Been to Renningill's house, we've been through Gref's Rest. We've found someone, honestly, that could do it. It can't be Grinder. Let's check over here. We'll go east to west, because I also want to go to Russetwood after this, so... Idiran's not here, also not native, so she is not relevant on this particular thing. So one of the things that makes the expansion kind of interesting is you also get to see pillars without any of these people.
2 days, no more.
There's this house. This dwarf is busy staring into the fire, slowly puffing away at his pipe. As you greet him, he's visibly startled, and his pipe clatters to the floor.
Sorry. Didn't hear you come in. My ears aren't what they used to be.
When he rises again, he has a hand against his side. Who are you?
I'm Thiersch. I've lived here long enough that kith have started calling me the Old Hunter. And that's about all I can say for myself.
Are you hurt?
Wasn't the ogres, I can tell you that. Put a few arrows in one of those and they generally have the good sense to back off. But I've been hunting this wolf for near a year now. A man-eater. Cunning, nasty thing. Every time I get close, it just slips away. The beast has already claimed many lives. The first victim was my son, Saldrin.
Dirsch looks down at his pipe for a moment, features hardening. Zahwa leans in eagerly. Go on. Dirsch furrows his brow a moment, but continues anyway.
Got the better of me this last time. Distracted me long enough for one of its kin to turn up. Nearly bit me clean in half. I'm a few weeks out from trying again.
Don't know about any giant wolves, but I did kill a spirit shifter out there. Then, it's done. After all that, it's finished before I thought to ask it of you.
Thank you, stranger, for putting an end to that beast. For avenging my son in some way. Perhaps I can sleep a little better knowing that monster no longer wanders the woods. Stalwart owes you a debt, and some part of it is mine to pay. This has served me well on many hunts. I only hope that it is as much of a help to you in turn.
Cloak of the Frozen
Now,
Hunt.
if you please, I'd like a moment to myself.
Dirsch turns away. Okay, so, firstly, what's his cloak? Plus 10% range damage, accuracy against beast, and damage reduction freeze. That's not quite as good as plus 2 perception, but it would work pretty well on anyone we give a ranged attack to. Plus 2 intellect, plus 1 resolve. If I look at my character and her stat line, I mean, that would also be useful. But this, so plus 1 elf, yeah. So we don't have anything boosting that. We do have plus 3 from changing heart. Okay, so that's not something we care about. Resting bonus, resting bonus, resting bonus, which is actually boosting us more than anything else. Oh wow, that stacks. So the resting bonus stacks on top of everything else. But, okay, so I think that would be really, I mean, that would be good on a ranged character. We'd give that to Sagani if she was still in our party. But we don't have that right now. This then. This boost intellect item that I had from Durance. I think that's actually a better choice than Spell Ward Amulet. Let me check your stat line, sir. Dex is the only thing boosted. Intellect will increase our area of effect even more. So if I give him this and then look at it, what do we got? Okay. Oh, he's already got intellect from Habitat. Never mind. Spell Ward. Zahwa or Karok, Adir. Adir's got makes something that makes him harder to hit. Actually, I think that's quite useful for him. So let's give this guy that. Although this could also work out well, we'll see. And if we look at him, he's got more dex, more int, more resolve. Yep. Okay. Cool. Now, we were doing stuff. We wanted to look at his soul.
Have a seat by the fire if the cold's gotten into your bone.
The soul is a vibrant, stolid thing. As you reach out in your senses, you see a breath begin to fog in the air. You find yourself far above ground, wedged into the juncture of two branches. The moonlight is pale upon the snow. In the distance, your quarry steps out onto the ice, as if onto an illuminated stage. You still your breath and draw back your arrow. Warmth bleeds back into your limbs, frost and snow giving way to the smoky interior of Thirsch's home.
Welcome. Have a seat by the fire.
Questions?
For advice, is it?
Tilda said I should talk to you before going to the falls. Good thing you did. Lagerfaith. They're fast, tolerant to cold, so try another angle of attack. So, basically, make it harder to hit. If I'm being honest, they're going to challenge you. Yes. What about the ogres coming down in force? Yep. Okay.
Well,
What
I
about
can
Stalwart?
tell you, we're losing people every month.
Yeah, too many amounts to feed, not enough to support them. There's a legacy struck here. Yes.
We had some hope. Not everyone's been so unlucky.
Okay. Cool. And some
Once,
interesting
perhaps.
hunting stories.
Now I have only the one tail.
Yep. Okay. We can read his soul again. It's still the same thing. So bye. Okay.
If
Kind
you
of-
say so. Got it done.
There we go. 120
Just say
XP.
the word.
I mean, we're not going to steal from him because we basically can't viably do so. Right?
Yeah.
Right. If I move back here, okay, we can steal from him. And because we're monsters, we're going to. Because that's just the best. Stealing is the best. And I don't know why you don't do it in every single game. This. We've already got max cap.
Just say
Okay.
the word.
Out of curiosity, what's in here? Nah. I mean, that's
Yeah.
cool and all, but nah. Alrighty. So we've looked at the souls of him. We've looked at a lot of the village. I guess we go just westward. See what we can find. I wonder if some of the people we can rescue potentially are the people that can have
Leave it to me.
the souls, because it seems to me that the one that we would always have, and see, I really like that you got different coins that all give you money. Okay. So, Skulls from Others already complete. Really? Okay. Kana explored the ruins of Ibril's Well extensively, found a wide array of dangers in the ancient city's crumbling homes and palaces. Though the Perigra had always been hostile to outsiders, Kana was able to speak with them and realized they were being mentally controlled by someone else. The source of the increased attacks was an Olin cipher who had been disowned by her father and subsequently banished from the twice-split arrows. Especially skilled at mental domination, the cipher was using her children to make a small fortune on unlucky travelers. However, once Kana drew her out into the open, the overconfident cipher was quickly defeated. So we killed her and took her stuff. Grisly teeth made from the Olin's murdered father. Wow, that's an interesting treasure. Okay, cool.
Not a problem.
So there's that. I love the line for the privy in the cold. Press the wrong button. So let's see. So we got these guys. So we'll talk to Rayfold.
Hey there. Let me know if you need anything.
Hey, I thought you were cured. You mean you always look like that?
Yes, fine. Haha. I'm doing much better, actually, and everything seems to be working like it ought to, so thanks.
I'll
Take
be
care.
Talk to him
Hey
again.
there. Let
Read
me know
his
if you
soul.
need anything.
The snowy paths peel away and the brisk air gives way to the acrid stench of smoke. A dark cloud billows up from the remnants of a burning house at the far edge of a rocky field. You're low to the ground, held in place. Above you the wind tugs and embers back and forth like firebugs. The vision
Not so
in your
brave now, are you?
left eye is clouded, and such that the figure standing over you is a collection of rough smears of black cast in silhouette by fire. A dark shape swings towards your face, and the subsequent burst of agony jars you out of the memory and back into your own
What?
skin.
Did I spill something on myself?
Ooh, that's a dark memory. Let's chat with these. You're still looking for someone to take care of those dangerous folk roaming the area if you're up to it. Mesla of the Sisterhood of the Slake Skull is dead. Kinda ironic, isn't it? She went around killing people for Bareth, and in the end that's what... Oh, never mind. Just take the bounty. He passes you a bag that rattles with coin. I've heard some new reports of dangerous folk about. Perhaps you'd be interested in going after them too. Tell us about them. The disciples of True Haven are all done at hunting lodge. Tell me, there's others who handle lambs by comparison. I wonder if this is now White March 2 content. Tell me more about the disciples of the True Flame. Don't know what to make of this one, but it's a group of dragon cultists? No, it sounds bizarre, but I didn't believe it myself until they tortured an outpost north of Maidenfalls, clearing up a nest of worms, they said. Last I heard, they'd made camp near Longwatch Falls. Shouldn't be hard to spot. And done a hunting lodge? Adherents went with too much time and money. They travel around hunting monsters for sport. They leave a mess of wrecked property and dead bodies. Kith, I mean, in their wake. They've been charged with murder and general mischief in Defiance Bay, New Haemar, and a dozen other towns in between. Someone saw them hunting in Russetwood, so you might look for them there. Okay, cool. So I guess those will be new enemies in those areas. And we got that quest completed. And we can't look at his soul. I wonder if that means he's not a local. And I mean, how do we know? And we wanted to go to Russetwood after this anyway. So we'll go to Russetwood, we'll go to the other place, we'll see if we can deal with the dragon after we've leveled, maybe. And how we're doing for XP. Oh, we're so close to leveling. Another 2.5k overall.
Got to speak up? My hearing ain't what it was.
Read her soul. You feel her essence humming and buzzing. Another personality and set of memories lies dormant within her soul, convulsing as if in fitful sleep. The contours of that dormant soul are sharp, ragged. As you reach out, it seizes you violently. You're standing in a darkened feast hall. Sturdy tables and benches have been stacked against the door and far into the room. You know it won't be enough. A few dozen other dwarves from your tunneling crew wait with you, shovels and pickaxes in their shaking hands.
Zenove, please. If we go now, we can get behind the barricade. We won't do any good here.
He's right, and you hear agreement in the quiet murmur of the others, but Arms Warden Marun ordered you to hold your ground here. Yet in those rising whispers you hear the opening bars of mutiny. You've never tolerated insubordination from your crew, and you're not about to start. So you heft your pickaxe and swing it into the man's skull. He collapses, and the others fall silent. The acrid odor of urine rises from his body.
We're gonna go down fighting. Anyone who feels differently can settle it with me right now.
Your voice is hoarse from hours of shouting orders, but no one else moves. They cast their eyes down in the flickering torchlight. Something thuds against the door. The others raise their weapons, picks, shovels, and a few swords, but they don't dare flinch. Your own pulse pounds at your temples. You pull back from Tana's soul, but you feel Zenova's wrath and ferocity tugging at your skill. Her essence thrashes, lashing out an unseen enemy. Zenova is powerful but dangerous. Her fury has anchored her to old and threatening memories. Tana, however, seems unaware of this. She blinks back at you with cloudy, placid eyes. Leave. Okay.
Just say the word.
So, we've got a couple of options then. We've got a winner who's a corrupt and deceitful dwarf. Could make things interesting for her. And Zenove, who seems
I'm on it.
not a great choice either for, like, we could have to fight an old lady. I'm kind of tempted. Well, I'm not sure who to go for, honestly. So, well, let's have a look. I think there's a little bit more of town to explore, but there's two options. I wonder if there'd be... Again, I wonder if there would be more if we'd succeeded. I'm just going to check something, by the way. Because, as stupid as this may be, I think awakening the one in the maid probably would be better. Yeah, we've already robbed her, so, you know. Maybe we should leave her in peace. Because, you know, I'm a good person. And I only play good people, right? Right. Yeah. Thought so. Okay, so, let's check.
Zawa, you mind if I borrow some of that Malkachoa?
You are searching for insight?
Nah, I was just gonna feed it to Durance while he was sleeping and pretend to be the ghost of Aethys.
Feels
I
like it's
also
hardly
have a
worth
pepper
putting the
that will
huts
make him
back
think
up.
he is being slowly devoured by a
Better
great
than standing
serpent,
out here
if you are
shivering.
interested.
Nice. Okay, so that does appear to be it, unless there's someone on the pier we could use. Nope. Alright. Well then, I think I've made my mind up. Let's go make things interesting for a winner. I'll say beforehand, just in case, why not? Okie dokie.
Something I can do for you?
Awaken.
It's got me straightening the rooms, but I'll help you if I can.
Awaken, Gregor, and remember your theft from the armory.
I don't...
Her face goes slack, and she looks for a second as if she has fallen asleep, but her eyelids flutter, and after several seconds they open to slits. Elf raises his hand to his mouth, his face frozen in horror.
Thief? I'm the captain of the guard. Best be careful where you sling an accusation like that.
Captain of the guard? Not in those rags, I'm afraid.
I see.
Her expression flickers, but she otherwise hides her surprise.
You have me at a loss, and yet this is not a loss entirely.
She looks over herself, holding her arms and feeling the fabric of her clothing. I need to reach Durgan's battery. That can't take
Hammers
place.
of Durgan, ring loud. May the anvil's deep music resound. Walls of the battery safeguard our works from marauder and wilder alike. Abidun's faithful travail by the forge, and the fires that brighten the ore.
I like how she rolls her eyes.
If anyone asks, you didn't hear it from me. Got that?
Owenna
Now.
doubles over, sneezing hard enough to scatter dust across the floor. She looks up at you, wiping her watery
Beg your
eyes.
pardon for going on so. I got carried away, and...
She stops blinking.
What was that I said? About hammers and fires and...
Her eyes grow wide and round. You're awakened. You share the soul of a guard captain from Durgan's battery.
You must be joking. How could that happen?
Let's say his soul reincarnated whole within you. Sometimes awakenings result.
I can't be awakened. That means...
She takes a step back, covering her mouth with her hands.
Thunderous tides. I'm stuck with him.
Her body goes rigid, every muscle tensing. She stands there, frozen in shock, until a sly look warms her eyes. The thaw creeps down her shoulders and the torso, until at last she speaks again. Her voice is smooth as oil.
It's not all bad, Owena. Way I see it, you and me can make some deals. To our mutual benefit.
She cranes her neck, taking in the dark room.
Deals? What do you want from me? For you, not from you. I'm thinking it's time we got a raise. I don't know about that. Havrick's a bit of a miser, he is.
Owenna's anxious frown replaces Gregor's confident smirk.
Don't you worry about Havrick. I've got something else in mind.
Owenna falls into a look of deep contemplation as she and Gregor continue in silent conference. And yeah, that's right, level up. So, what do we got? We got more mechanics or more stealth? More mechanics, up to 11, yes. Okay, now we can also get a new ability. So we could go with a cross-class ability, basically. Yeah, we can basically grab a low-level perk from someone else, which could be useful, but nah. We could get ourselves a weapon focus. So we could, for example, look for something to improve our crossbow skills, which could work for us. We could also look into things like this. Venom Strike, Marksman, which would give us more accuracy against distant enemies. Dangerous, no, we don't care about that. 2-weapon style, no. We could get a stuff that boosts us against particular types of enemies. We could increase our chance to interrupt. We could do this now. Penetrating Shot. Interesting. A Bloody Slaughter, which does what? Attacking enemies with low health converts hits to crits. Okay. So basically helps us pick off low health enemies. We could do something to make us harder to kill. Body control. Is there any? Yes, so that would also help us against that, but honestly, no. Superior deflection is... No, and what do we have on the utility front? No, nah. Nope. Nah. I mean, that could be nice, because it will allow us to basically run around and shoot, but I don't think it's that worth it. We could get damage reduction, we could get the ability to swap weapons faster, which would be nice. Wound binding, or wound binding is for us, plus 40% health. That's really significant wound binding, actually. Yeah, but I think, honestly, I'm going to go with this, actually. Increase our accuracy with the weapons we use. Yeah, that seems good. Alright, done. Level 10. And then Adir will also level, and after we've done leveling, we'll head on to Rustlewood, I guess. Okay, let's go with some more athletics. Boost our second wind. I don't think any of the others matter. Bonus knockdown is a pretty good plan. I do enjoy knocking enemies over. Primus Summon. 1 per encounter, you get skeletons. Doesn't have a time span. Actually, that'd be an interesting one to have. And the sneak attack gives us... okay. When they're at the most vulnerable. Passive... yeah, it doesn't actually tell us. I mean, could that be useful if you are in a melee... a modal... no, we don't want modal because we've already got one. But, I mean, that wouldn't be the worst. Next, I think we'll stick with that, actually, though. Okay, next is Durance. I mean, these are the quick levels, right? Durance will give you more lore because I think that's always useful with you. And then, let's see, Empowered Interdiction gives us more accuracy. Or Painful Interdiction allows us to do that. Modifies it to do target weakened and fortitude. Or we can do this, Radiance. Gains an accuracy bonus from Radiance. That could be useful. Or we could give ourselves more spells. So the thing is, I'm not actually getting through all the spells. And I need like level 6 or 5 or 6 spells. So I don't think that's what I want in this instance. I think I might go with Inspiring Radiance. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, cool. So that's that done. We got our guys leveled. We're level 10, which should make some parts of this easier. Unfortunately, she doesn't move as part of this.
Something you need, ma'am?
Posture changes as Gregor takes over.
Very good. Next time, tilt your... we're just practicing.
You do well to keep an eye on that lass. Okay, that's it. So she's just more entertaining to talk to. Alright. Next time round, we will go to Russetwood and we will go and mess around with things there. Until then, have a great day. Bye. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you spending the time and effort watching the videos I make. If you'd like to watch more, on the left there should be another video from this playlist. On the right there will be whatever YouTube recommends, and in the center there is a convenient subscribe button just in case you need it.